Hey guys, Felipe Vieira here, a designer and serial front-end developer with over 15 years of experience. Hello. Hi. I will also be discussing some good practices for us to develop with V0 and Bolt. First, we are going to create all these software have versions that I will show. There are free versions that you can use. You create an account on Figma, Figma.com, register there with your Google account and everything, and create a new document. This is where we will sketch out roughly what we want. To guide Bolt and V0, okay. First step, when we have an idea, all right, we are going to build the LinkedIn profile, all right? We search on Google, okay. Here's another thing, we search on Google for an image of some service or something that already exists today, okay. But what is important for us? What was important for us is the final format of the CV, one of the two. So let's start. Let's put here CV generator from LinkedIn.diy design, because I want to see if there is already a service. So when you have an idea, always search on Google for something similar to your idea to see the strengths and weaknesses and whether it's worth building upon it and everything else, okay? We have this. Enhance. CV here, let's take a look. Resume.io, all right. And here we have Dribble. It's just WireX stuff, which is design, okay? So let's take a look at Dribble. This is for us to see products that are currently running. Then we choose images. Why? Because then we will also see the interfaces, okay? And a very important thing here is that we can do the prompt tool for the build for V0 in two ways. We can sketch how we want it, okay? I will show the sketch here. I will also show the version with a slightly more refined AI, which usually those starting from scratch won't know how to handle very well in Figma, and so on. There is a lot of free content about Figma, okay? But it's basically a little vector Photoshop, okay? It's not very difficult to understand and use, okay? So here you put your LinkedIn, have it summarize, and it does it for you. And here are several examples. You see, here we already have examples of how we could do it. Got it? Good. They use GPT-2. Cool. Here is a free one. Here it's because I have the dark mode, so everything goes to dark here. You can change it, export to DFX, TXT, and the pool. Share link is for it to generate the online version, and you just share the link. You can also do this, folks, there are the templates. Cool. It's all more or less the same, right? A common idea there. Personally, abroad, people use services like this a lot. So here, all right, then make a skeleton. Edit, you can edit it. Oh, how nice. There's a little summary. You click and edit. Yeah, I think we can do something in this style. What do you think? It will definitely take a bit more work. The stats, right? I think the stats aren't needed in this first version. A very important thing in product development for you is to have an idea. First, you have the idea. You compare it with what's available in the market. See the weaknesses that the market can't solve, and work your idea around those weaknesses. And make that the core of your first app version. We always launch the first version of our app with a competitive edge and the minimum possible, so we can launch quickly and test it in the market to see if people will use it or not. It's the famous MVP. So I like this guy. I don't know if you liked it, but I liked this static trio of the version, which is this guy here. Import. Let me turn it on here. Okay? Let's look at the images here. Ah, this is that one editor, but I think we could make it even a bit simpler. Look, resume builder. This one already seems like a drag and drop. Let's check on Behance. Behance also has a lot of design stuff. It's from Adobe, okay? Quite a lot of visual stuff there, templates that we can take a look at to have a base. Let me remove the black here too to see how the sign is. Beauty. No. Didn't like it much, no? These colors, this color palette is interesting. Or a little blue, right? So, what did I say about the two formats we can make? We click here on frame, okay? And we will make a desktop. Desktop, it will create a screen of the first fold here of any site. It's normally this size. Then we can do the famous wireframe, which is basically more or less a draft of the screen. So we will have a text of welcome to our tool. Welcome to, let's see how we can add CV Express. I won't call it CV Express. That's a very good name, but CV Express, this will be like a disclaimer. Okay, let me just remove it too. Applies to everything, man. It's going to be annoying, damn. All right, I'll set a size here. And we will center it. You don't need to have high fidelity with this. If you press Ctrl D, you duplicate this guy, and we need to duplicate because here comes a summary. Okay. Let's see. So now we convert with a bit more detail into a PDF resume quickly and efficiently in seconds with ease. All right. What we're going to do here is a smaller font, right? Select to change the color. All right. You see that it marks here that it's centered released. So what are we going to do? We are going to create a rectangle. Let's make a border here of 5 px around the corners. The interior, we can make it a little lighter. We are going to give it a stroke. What is a stroke? It's the border. Then we click here, okay. We are going to choose the dash because we want dotted lines to show that inside here is a drag and drop. We can also delete if we want. The gray background is not a problem. Then here normally the logo goes, or otherwise we can also put Control D. It's behind recorded. You see that I duplicated it? It's here behind this white square. We have to right click and select bring to front to bring it forward. Look, it came to the front. And here normally we use a slightly lighter color, okay? And the killer's eye also don't use this gray also on this guy. Here it's fine. This here is called the airframe, okay? We can also use this guy to make our first template. Or we can create a really nice one ourselves because it will be more accurate. Let me see how it is here. The first fold of this guy is a video. So what do? We take a screenshot, okay? Copy. You can paste it here in the film as well. Ctrl-C and Ctrl-V. What we are going to do, selected this guy, export, here, PNG. we are going to save this guy on our computer. Okay. This guy too. This guy actually isn't needed. Let me open something else. All right. All right. Then second step. GPT free. You can open it there. Do what I'm doing. Okay. We are going to ask it. I am. You can talk as if you were talking to someone. I am thinking. I am not thinking. We want to do. I want you to generate a prompt. Explanatory to build a web app with React, which we will use without TypeScript to not complicate things too much for you. Using Tailwind, which is the CSS framework for us to use, and Shed, CNI, which is also a component library that V0 uses. So to build an Mbappé with React without TypeScript, beauty, that I can drag a PDF exported from a LinkedIn into it, and it generates another PDF with whole different format and styling. Also using the text input where the user can paste the summary of the desired job for that service. Then, based on that, you will take the user's data from their LinkedIn PDF, any shape. The sections of the PDF generated to match the job posting. Let's do an example. In my LinkedIn CV, I know React, Node, Angular, Vue, Tailwind, material of text, the job posting. Posted requires React in material. So in the description part of my profile, I emphasize my expertise in these areas, but remember that I need to have them in my LinkedIn profile first, okay? Because, I don't know, if the guy asks for COBOL, for example, and I don't know COBOL, I put there, I'm smart, I'm very good at COBOL, it doesn't make sense. I have to take what's in the CV and embellish, you know? So that's what we're talking about. What else? We talked about this feature. The generated CV must be editable directly in the browser and have a button to save it in PDF format or save it in HTML and generate a link for it. You should save everything in local storage, which is locally on the machine of the person it's in the browser. What else can we do here that was requested? I think it's good, so generate this prompt for me to put in any bolt in the will for them to generate this interface. The interface will also have a default dark slate theme, and it can be white if the user chooses. So define a color palette. Ideal for a corporate environment. Great. Then we will generate, let's see what it will write for us. Let's go. There will be a real bias for the counter. Components to customize it. The interface allows the user to drag and drop a PDF, export the liquid, and generally explode. In the PDF, used based on the job summary, according to your personnel, follow the space below. Data import and extraction. Create a RAM area for the user to import their PDF, extract the data from the PDF, analyze the content for us. Provide a text input field where the user can paste the job summary for which they are adjusting their resume. A loss of job debt with extracted information. Good. Customization. Beauty, theme, personalization. Beauty storage local. What did I forget here? There will also need to be a section to add an OpenAI key so it can perform this generation using artificial intelligence. So this has to be included as a configuration because it needs the key there to generate, right? Otherwise it won't generate. We'll have to write how it would generate. It will generate again. Because we do this, folks, because it's writing in a way that the AI understands better than we do. Writing it directly there, So much so that we wrote it directly here for the ChatGPT made it a slightly better format, right? Good. Yeah, I think that's it then, huh? It even suggested a library. All right, let's copy this guy. Okay. And we'll go to our Bolt. Bolt. It's better for this because it's a system. Okay, we're not creating a page. We're creating a system. So Bolt is better, right? Let's paste here what we're going to do. We're going to also paste the image. I didn't copy which one. Okay. Are we? Can just export this guy here. Look, we can take what we can do. For this first page, we can create a template. So what do? We can use VZ first to create this first part, okay? I need to log in because V0 tends to look nicer, okay, than Bolt if we need. It wasn't supposed to run. You're running. Keep running. Just don't start eating things. And please, simply no. Not at all. Use the images as a base. But create something better. The interface animation. There, and that was our first prompt. Now let's see how it will generate. Okay, folks, so a recap. We took a look at the market, checked out the designers, and roughly concluded how we wanted this first part, sent it to the GPT site. It's summarized, and we put it here. This is the first flow. Okay. Everyone also asked how Tina could take what's here, and we code it on the machine. Many people end up getting lost in this part, so we're going to do it. This here too. As I mentioned, the hard part of V0, although it's better, it generates everything in one thing. Just one file, you see, so it's difficult to scale. Let's see if it created. Cool, right? Here we have configurations. Oh, I'm going to struggle here. All right, cool. We have the black and white theme here.
What is this here? I didn't understand. Then it generated this guy here. What are we going to do? I liked it. So let's use this as a base. We're going to copy this guy here. I already have an initial skeleton. All right. Let me just see. I think he did it next. Used USC client and used TopScript TSCX. Let's see if he converts it for us over at Bolt, okay? Let's go from here. He will separate. He will do everything. All right, okay. He's using Redux. The said. It's a raw library of components with usability. Okay, it's not very focused on looking nice and design, needing to be cool and pretty. It ended here, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to use it. I'm going to download it. And I'm going to use it directly in our IDE, okay? And we will proceed from there. Then we finished more or less how we want it. We come here, download, okay? It will download a little zip file, okay? Then we will open the zip project of this bolt here. Look. All right. We will extract it to a folder, then you use some folder from your projects for God's sake. And then you see generator, but you can choose anyone. You will enter the project and copy all of this. This bolt is not needed, okay? And you will drag it to the folder. And I'm also showing you, right? This guy here, look. And you will enter the project. You will copy all of this. The bolt is not needed and drag it here, okay? Once dragged, it will be here. Then you can close it and we will open where to place it in another window. Here, Windsurf is, it's this guy here. Look. What madness. The kingdom, the directories, the CRC has no CRC. Making an app that converts the first one. Let's install it, right? Here, look, you can change the terminal, right? Here it is if you have it installed, the kit use, otherwise you can give the Porsche. I prefer to use the video, okay. I have a video here on my channel teaching how to install. The installation of the kit is simple. Just search here for the download. Windows will download, install, next, finish. And a little bit to see. It happened there, convert a PDF from your LinkedIn profile to a personalized CV version. However, when I drag in the PDF, I'm having problems. Take a general look at the system and learn its context. It's analyzing. Look how cool. Hello? An application art.se that already written each one they have that we have there, and it analyzed the app. The PDF station uses drop zone, problem with the drag. To be just a few points that are happening behind the main, it can cause problems, and now it can have some problem approximately 5. Yes, rigid. It already takes me a while, okay? Let's tell him here To implement it, the suggestions. But first, let's see how it is. But we're going to run an npm install for this to work. Guys, you need to have Node installed. There's also a video here on my channel explaining how to install Node. A brief summary. You go to Google, type Node for Windows, download, next, finish, check there. To add Node to your terminal's path installed, you will close your profile and open it again so it can recognize Node within the terminal. Okay. Then you'll run npm install. What is npm install? It uses a package manager, which is the Node package manager. That's why npm is included with Node to install the dependencies of our project. It takes everything inside the package and installs it locally so we can deploy. Okay, so it will perform the installation here. For us, it might take a little while. It really depends on your machine and internet connection. And you don't see how powerful this type of coding is? For those who don't know how to code much, there's no need to update. Then you'll run an npm1 dev. This command here is what makes our application run. Okay. It will open on local 5173. Either you hold Control and click, it will open the browser, or you copy and you open the browser. And here the logs will appear. Then you can right click on it and click here to inspect. It will open a Chrome inspector for us to also know if there's an error here on the front end, okay, but it will appear here if there is. Ignore it if it's not important, then we'll upload the PDF there and see how it is, because remember that Bolt made some changes. We couldn't test on the interface, we tested here locally, no problem. There you go. This is the error that occurs, so let's copy SK. The before of the tones and fix on this error. And then let me just change here for you actually. It's about correcting if I'm going to improve the PDF processing and make information extraction more robust. And it will modify. Then I will show you how interesting this modification part is and why it costs less than others, because it really only changes what is necessary, right? For a developer, it's basically a PR, okay? It makes a PR as if it were taking a code and sending it to update the total code, opening a PR there on bit, you see. Is a difference I was going to mention about this guy compared to the course. The course is as follows. It does the same thing, right? It alters the content of the file as you modify it, but it uses an internal logic to determine, okay, this will solve it, and then it sends it to you. Then, okay, you go and test it. If it doesn't work, it just keeps telling you to correct everything else. The difference is that it creates a version of the code that it thinks will work. Internally, it checks if it makes sense, and if it has any percentage of doubt, it already releases an improved version of the first version it had. So, it has already done this 2 or 3 times and sent the final code. Its accuracy is higher than that of the course, according to company experience. But it's not separating. You see competencies. And here, folks, it messed up in certifications. Let's see. And the description, another. For you now, it managed to do a basic one, you see. But it's not filling in certifications correctly, you see. It's not dividing. But we've already seen that we are able to take the PDF and extract information from it. Okay, this is already an important positive point for us.